Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Mike Chu, a physical therapist. Hey, today we're going to be talking about how to migrate to Australia as a physical therapist with our friend Evita Fernando. We'll be back in a few seconds, okay?
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Well, hello, my Facebook friends, YouTube friends, and all my friends out there. Hey, so we have this person here from Australia. I saw their post in the Filipino American whatever group. Oh no, not Filipino American group, the Filipino Physical Therapist group, and she was talking about how she was able to help people, or how she migrated from the Philippines to Australia. And I reached out to her yesterday, and then I said, "Hey, could you log into? Could you join our in our little podcast? How you did it and everything." So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in our special guest for today. Evita Fernando. Evita, what is going on? Could you please tell us again who you are, what you do, and what are you doing there in Australia?
Yeah, no dramas. Hey, how are you?
Can you hear
And
me?
everyone
I hear you, Mike.
to
I hear you now. Okay.
yep. Yeah, hi to every one of your viewers. Hope you get a lot of friends then, Mike. Yeah, my name is Avita, and I have been a physio in Australia for 6 years now. I started out in the Philippines, post grad, the whole lot. So 4 years. That included hospital, private practice, home based care. And then coming to Australia, I've been exposed to pretty much the same things, hospital, private practice, but I added a bit, which is what my current specialty is, which is rural and regional care. So that's a different type of care, I guess, different type of environment, as I would say. If you've been to the rural areas here in Australia, I've also been exposed to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander clinics, or ASI clinics, as we call it here, and pretty much to be a full-on physio here or a general registered physio here, I had to undergo the APC, or Australian Physiotherapy Council standard assessment pathway, pass it, and then that's it. That's how you get your general registration. Then you can apply for your permanent residency, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
So,
For physio,
Evita,
it's quite easy. Yeah.
I guess we're cutting off, but the of technology, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I'm losing her or I'm losing myself here, but the connection is not that great. So, well, anyway, so Evita, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, there you go. There's a little bit of lag there, so maybe because of my computer. Well, anyway, I'm looking at my cell phone, so I guess we're live, but there's still this. It's not smooth for some reason. Well, anyway, so could you tell us, Evita, what are the first step that you did? Do they have to have a local board exam? For example, me, I'm from the Philippines, or somebody from United States. How can they go there? And do they have to have their board exam? Do they have to have a credentialing? Can they take the exam here in the States, or do they have to go there in Australia to take the exam and the practical? Those stuff like that.
Yep. No dramas. So there are two groups that I just like to let you know. First one is what I just discussed, Australian Physiotherapy Council, APC, and APRA, Australian Health Practitioners Registration Agency. APRA is like the PRC of the Philippines, except it's specific for just health practitioners. So there are two bodies, governing bodies. Um, I'll explain it to you in as best as I can, but it's a bit complicated. But when you do it, it's actually not that hard. Anyway, we'll go with the APC way first. Okay. So APC has multiple pathways. There's the standard assessment pathway, there's the flyer pathway, and there's the express flyer pathway. So flyer pathways, essentially, Australia has an agreement with specific countries that the curriculum has the same weight or is equitable to the Australian standards of practice. Therefore, they don't have to do as much examination. So it's from the word it's a flyer, it's breezier for them. For standard assessment pathway, those are the countries that do not have those agreements. And it consists of three parts. First one would be eligibility assessment and cultural safety training. So eligibility assessment, that's pretty much just uploading the necessary documents. So that's, transcript of records, your passport, professional ID, that sort of thing. And then there's a cultural safety training. Pretty much it's to ensure that you provide culturally safe practice to our First Nations people. The First Nations people are the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. So they are our what we call traditional owners of the land, and they have a different type of communication as compared to, say, a regular city person in Australia. So that's very essential. Anyway, it's pretty easy, unlimited retakes. Yeah. But again, like what we say in Australia, everything here is expensive. So I think currently that costs around $1,800. You do the conversion. I don't, that's math is not my strong suit. And the second part, the written assessment, it's sort of like the board examinations, I guess, in the US. I think it's called NPTE, I think. Anyway,
Yeah.
like, yep. Yep.
Yeah, I think we're cutting off, Evita. I'm sorry about that.
Yep, that's okay.
I'm kind of either losing you or I'm losing myself. So, well, anyway, so thank you for those the explanation there. So, can they remotely do that? For example, I'm here in the States. I want to move to Australia. Can they remotely start the process of application?
Absolutely. So since COVID, they actually started what is called the remote assessment. Basically, there's the part where the written assessment, you complete the whole written assessment online. You can set it up at your own home, at your own office, provided that it's free of clutter. It's you do not have any cheat sheet around nearby, and you will have a proctor responsible for that one too. So there will be one assigned to you. I think in minimum you need to have at least two devices. So one is your computer, laptop, where you're actually going to do it. The second would be another phone or another camera that would be facing you, just to make sure that you don't have any, any issues whatsoever. And that's the camera that the proctor uses. And recently, APC actually brought out new regulations for the APC standard assessment pathway. Actually, in America, I think the ones who are in Texas, they can avail of the flyer pathways already. So it's a state by state basis. So for those in Texas, they can actually just do the flyer pathway where they just do eligibility assessment, cultural safety, written assessment, and that's it. You're welcome to Australia.
Wow, that easy, huh? How about visa or work visa or permanent residency? How does that work?
Again, I'm not a just wanted to let you guys know I'm not a migration agent. I'm just a regular physio, and I don't follow immigration religiously. But
Mm-hmm.
what I can say is that physios are under what we call a medium and long-term shortage list. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, they're occupations that Australia believes would be of shortage for quite some time based on their local population. So I think the local population of the whole of Australia is, I think, 20, 30 million. That's what That's just Metro Manila, I think. Um, and that's why they require physios, because as of now, there's really a shortage of physio, but particularly in the rural and regional areas. And that's why physios are more or less quite safe, I would say, when it comes to getting permanent residency, or it's relatively easy to get permanent residency for a physio compared to, say, other non-skilled or non-professional occupations. Okay. Now, the thing is, immigration has a tendency to review and change visa visa regulations every year. So I would advise you all to always make sure that you're up to date with what immigration is on to, particularly with the visa 482. So that's the working visa here in Australia that is employer sponsored. There's another working visa, I think it's called 491 or 419. Basically, it's state sponsored. So there's a big difference in that one. Anyway, the dream goal is to have the 482 visa. But the thing is, it can be a bit difficult for employers to sponsor you directly from the Philippines or from whatever country you're from. They more often than not, employers would love it if they can sponsor you when you're in Australia already. So it's a lot easier that way. However, the process of sponsorship, it may differ over time, but regardless, it's pretty much all online. You will need someone in the Philippines or in your home country to run things for you, like, say, getting your certificate of good standing, getting your NBI, that sort of things. Yeah, you will need someone in the Philippines to run that for you. And oh yeah, before I forget, actually, the assessment for physios doesn't actually end with just a written assessment. It ends with a clinical assessment. So that would be an OSCE kind of thing. So the OSCE would have three parts: musculoskeletal, neurological, and cardio. So you have to pass all three to get what we call a final certificate. Once you get the final certificate, you can apply for permanent residency. And then you can apply, you can get what is called a skills assessment. So that's required in all physio permanent residency pathways, as a skills assessment. And that's something that you can get once you get everything, once you have completed the whole written and clinical assessments. When you get the final certificate, then you can request for a skills assessment. When it comes to permanent residency, though, once you get into a 482 visa, as far as I know, I think you need 3 years of practice with the same employer. So you're not changing employers at all in that scene. And then you can automatically qualify for permanent residency. No issues whatsoever. When it comes to permanent residency, you can still pursue it on your own. There are multiple pathways for that one. Like, say, you're on your 482, but you've only done 2 years with your employer, but at the same time, you already completed APC pathway. So you're really eager to get that permanent residency, because permanent residency can take between 1 to 24 months. So uh, there's that huge breadth of, when you're going to get it. But essentially, there are two ways to get it. One is the 189, which is the points tested. So there are certain criteria that immigration wants from you. And if you reach the minimum points for a physiotherapist, then you're good. So the difference with 189 and the next one, which is 190, state sponsored, is that 189 is independent. So you can do it anytime, anywhere. In that regard, though, it is more desirable and more limited, because 190 is state sponsored, whereby, a specific state will sponsor your permanent residency with the goal of you working in that state. For example, I've been sponsored by Queensland, for example. So under 190, if I accept it, then I have to work in Queensland for that one. If I have a 189, it doesn't matter where I work, as long as I fulfill all the requirements. Yeah, so that's pretty much with the visa things. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna add new visas, because Australia tends to cancel visas from long ago and then add new numbers to it. So yeah, we never know. But at this stage, I would say physios are should be pretty comfortable with their choices when it comes to permanent residency here in Australia.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much, Evita, for explaining that. And for some reason, I keep losing you. I don't know. Maybe it's just my internet connection. The whole family's here, so we're using all the internet bandwidth. Anyway, so I remember you mentioned the practical exam. And yes, they do have that. And then when you're a legal resident or a permanent resident, can you become a citizen there too someday,
Oh yeah,
or you?
yeah. So
How
with
does that work?
permanent residency to citizenship, you just need to take an examination. That's it. And then every year on Australia Day, that's where you pledge your allegiance, and yeah, that's it. You're a citizen. With citizenship, though, I think you
Wow.
need to have
Are
at
you a
least
citizen yourself, or?
just about, yeah. I missed out on the examination this year, so I wasn't able to do it this year, previous year, because I preferred to go home to the Philippines. Yeah, because it's, again, with everything else, the exam takes a lot of money to take, and at that time, I'm just, I'm just full on with work. I'm excited to go home, and yeah, so many bills to be paid. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I miss my family. It's been 5 years. I kind of deserve it. So yeah, that's how it is. But with when it
For
comes to
for those
citizenship,
people who, go ahead.
sorry, beg yours.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so with
Go
citizenship,
ahead.
you just need 1 year of permanent residency before you can try the exam, and that's it. So for some
Uh,
people, they like
so,
the permanent residency um, obligations, because some people like their Philippine passport, so they can travel visa free to some countries that Australia requires visa for. But personally, the only difference between them is the Australian citizen will, number one, will have a passport, and number two, that they can vote. Other than that, a permanent resident has the same benefits as a citizen. So we have Medicare, which is pretty much public health care. Yeah, really beneficial for a lot of us here, especially if you're, in a lower salary bracket, and you're able to qualify for housing grants, for student loan, for study loans. Yeah. So pretty much as a resident, you don't actually feel like you're different from a citizen.
Amazing. Well, again, thank you very much, Avita. Appreciate you. I know it's early there, and thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. Can they reach out to you and ask you some questions, or are you very private?
I'm quite busy, I'm afraid. And look, I'm happy to answer posts on Facebook, and I'm a big follower and a contributor to the Facebook page with James Schomburg and Jatinder Singh in International Physiotherapists Connecting to Australian Employers. So that's a Facebook group. And yeah, I'm happy to reach out to you guys through that way. But when it comes to Facebook messaging, you'll have to forgive me because number one, I'm quite busy. Number two, the time difference and daylight savings is a big difference on my part. All right. So yeah, I'll try to do my best to answer your questions. But more often than not, those questions can be answered through your own research. Yeah.
It's so true. Well, again, thank you very much, Avita. I appreciate you. But before I let you go, ladies and gentlemen, always remember the word fast. FAST, letter F. Find people that will bring out the best in you because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So whoever you hang out with, that's going to be you. So I feel like I want to hang out with Avita more. I want to visit Australia again, right? I know a lot of friends there. Next letter is letter A. Take action. All this stuff that we're doing, it's not going to do me good. It's not even going to do Avita good if you don't take action. Take action by reaching out to her. Obviously, of course she's very busy, but go research, take action. Next letter is letter S. Share and subscribe. The more shares, the better. And last but not least is letter T. Is teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, that's like what Evita is doing, the more you'll understand it. Again, thank you very much. Be awesome, be great, be excellent. And hopefully we gave you some value, even though we're having some internet issues. Thank you. Bye-bye.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.